Hello, I'm Langston and I'm back on my channel Gymlandia, and today I'm going to be talking about the greatest robberies in gymnastics, part two, old school edition. Like we going back in time, motherfuckers, okay, bitch? Like we going back before I was even born. Like to talk about the robberies that took place before I was on this earth, okay? Over a month ago, I came out with the greatest robberies part one in gymnastics. It did excellent. Like, y'all love that video. So I started this edition, but doing old school versions going back pre 2004. So, make sure to go check out the first edition of this video because, child, it's a lot of shit that was talked about. And anyway, I know it's been a minute since I came on here and edited. Like, I ain't been in the mood to do this shit for real. Like, life been lifing, and I ain't feel like editing. Like, very much could have, but just very much haven't. Like, very much been lazy as fuck. And I expected to do a lot this month because I expected for an actual good team. It pack rims and just low, like actual shit to talk about. But as of now, that's not what we've been presented with. So I haven't really had anything to give y'all. But before, not to be too petty, but before I even start the video, like I said, we're gonna get into it. So the first greatest robbery, in my opinion, was in 1991 at the World Championships, where I feel like Chuso very much robbed Christina Bontas. Like, and Chuso been doing some fishy shit for a minute, in my opinion. Like, Christina cleared Chusa on her own skill. Like Chusa, how you get clear on a Chusa Vitna by somebody else? Like when you seen that, like when you seen someone pull up and beat you with your own skill, like and Christina Bontas's Chusa Vitna, even to this day, is one of the best Chusa Vitnas that we've seen executed. Like Christina just clear every time the pass, clear, clear across the board. And you had Chuso do some really good passes as well, but they weren't as controlled. Her landings were not as good. I do want to say that Chuso, I don't like Chuso's artistry as much either, but I do want to say that I don't think that played that much of an impact, but just landings, in my opinion, she did a better job than Chusa, right? And she still somehow they both tied. Like it shouldn't have been a tie. Like Christina Bontas cleared her, as well as I feel like Bogi robbed Gutsu. Like Gutsu is one of those girls like people really want to hate, right? Like, oh well, she robbed Shannon Miller, which I'm gonna get to. And everyone that want to really see the beauty in her gymnastics type shit. Like how the fuck did Bogey barely even have like six skills and still beat fucking her? Like that was her best beam routine. Like Gusu really went off. Tatiana let y'all motherfuckers know, bitch. Like she's still on Ukrainian business in that motherfucking routine. Mama's had a back handspring and two low sods, a roof lova, a shishova, and three back handsprings into a full in. And you mean to tell me Bogey had one front tuck onto the beam, a very much cowboy double tuck with a low ass landing? Like, very much did nothing but waste your time. But somehow she beat Gutsu on beam. And I'm glad. And by 1991, they was clear. Listen, they was giving it to Kim Zemesko and Bogey because like them hoes wasn't doing nothing in 91. Like 91, it's like they didn't care about difficulty. They didn't care about none of that shit. It was only, oh, well, we like Kim Zemeska. We like Bogey. Like, we're going to push them to the forefront. Like, both them bitches got brought back down to the core at the Olympic Games. And I love that for them. And moving on to 92, I feel like Shannon Miller kind of robbed Gutsu. I mean, Gutsu kind of robbed Shannon Miller, but at the same time, I don't think Shannon Miller should have beat Gutsu. I feel like they should have tied. Like, I think that Shannon Miller definitely deserved a 10 on that ball. Like that ball was absolutely perfect. But you get what I'm saying? Like Gutsu, her floor, yeah, she had a mistake on that split leg double layout. But what about that bum ass whip the full in Shannon Miller had? Like Shannon Miller sucked on floor, but y'all don't want to talk about that. Like nobody want to talk about how Shannon Miller really sucked when it come to tumbling. And like Shannon Miller, like, very. I don't think Shannon Miller should have outscored Gutsu on beam. Like, how Gutsu clear on beam with more difficulty than Shannon and still score less than Shannon. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like she should have scored higher on beam. If you factor in her scoring higher on beam and Shannon Miller getting a 10, right? don't that make them tie? Like, so it's like I don't think she deserved to. I don't think Shannon was robbed. I think she was robbed on her vault, but I definitely think Shannon should have at least tied for the gold medal. But like I said, it ain't really a victory for either one of them because like if I come, I'm coming to clear somebody. I ain't coming to share the podium. Like that's cute, but I came to win the all around bitch. Like fuck all that. And then y'all talking about oh Gusu ain't deserve to be in the final. Okay, it don't matter what she deserved. What did she do when she pulled up? She cleared motherfuckers. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. Unlike some of y'all faves, when they had the spotlight, they didn't do all that. So, like I said, she very much came to whoop some motherfuckers, and she succeeded at what she attempted to do. Okay, I also feel like Lysenko was very much robbed of the 10 on her double twisted Yurchenko. Mama stuck a double twisted Yurchenko with good form. And somehow she ain't scored 10, but motherfuckers was scoring higher than her with a full twist of Yurchenko. Like, this lets you know the 10.0 system was really stupid as fuck. And I liked it in a way. Like, I feel like 2000, even 96, they did a decent job of like scoring gymnasts fairly because of their difficulty and originality. Even so at 92. But it was other shit that was just really stupid as fuck. We have stupid shit now, but like, very much stupid, very much robbed of a 10 as well. Another great robbery, in my opinion, was in 2000 at the Olympic Games in Sydney, where I feel like everyone was robbed by that motherfucking vaulting table, right? Like they should have just let the competition happen again. Like if equipment is fucked up, let them hoes compete again. Like don't sit up here and like judge them for that. Like they're gonna move on to other events knowing it's over with. Like that's stupid. They should have just started that shit over again. But I do want to say that I'm kind of happy it happened because I'm glad Horkina never got to win. Like, I'm glad that hoe never got to win because she should have been winning anyway with her bum ass scores. Like, Mama should not have been ever getting on 9-8 on floor. Mama should have never been scoring that high on beam. Like, that's just not what it was. So I'm kind of happy that Mama's never got to win. But at the end of the day, very much robbed in terms of like the perception of that. I also want to say another big robbery, in my opinion, at that same Olympics was I feel like that Esther Moya got robbed by Joaquina. I don't like how a lot of y'all want to give Simona Amanar too much on for like Simona Amanar. She did step out of bounds, but Mama's had a double layout. She had like a combination into a triple twist. Like Mama's had a 2.5 to front pike, and she had a full in. Like let's be so for real right now. Like, you mean to tell me that Esther Moya with her low ass difficulty she's supposed to beat that? Like she very much deserved to be on the podium. But Horkina with a bum ass whip and double pipe, landing hands on your motherfucking knees. Horkina wrote Hands on Your Knees by Sexy Red. Like Horkina very much wrote that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like bum ass triple twist wasn't tripling, right? Like 2.5 to front tuck, like very much uncontrolled. I want to say Horkina clear on that motherfucking end though. Yes, me out with that full twist to the floor type shit. That's what Horkina did. That's what she did it for me. But besides that, Mama's had no place even being in the final, let alone like winning a medal. Like very much robbed. And I'm glad Horkina got done dirty throughout her career because it's like very much karma, very much a nasty ass attitude, very much anti-black, very much got smoked for Simone Biles for no fucking reason, right? So like I said, God don't like ugly boo boo. So humble. So like I said, evil things can have very much positive interpretations, okay? Another big robbery, in my opinion, was at the 1996 Olympics in my home city, ATL, Atlanta. Anyway, like I feel like Atlanta first biggest robbery in my opinion was uneven bars. Like Dominique Dawes is very much robbed in uneven bars final. Like there's an argument that she could have even won gold. I do want to say I've heard a lot of people say that in particular pro blacks like, oh, Dominique deserved gold. I do want to say I understand why Dominique Dawes did not win gold, even though she had the best execution by far in her routine. Mama actually hit her handstands in 96. Like her worst handstand might have been like a .1 error in our today code. But I do want to say her routine wasn't as original as like Horkina or B or Amy Chow, even though it was better executed. So I understand like how they could have won because of like originality, maybe difficulty. I understand that, but I don't understand how she did not get on the podium. And like, something that I had beef with is like, oh, you mean to tell me, oh, she ain't went because of originality, but white gymnasts won because of originality. Like Gina Gojin very much thrived. Lavinia Milosevic as well, because, oh, even though they didn't do a lot of gymnastics, they did the minimum, right? Like they did perfectly executed nothing, right? And that's what allowed them to win. But why did that not work for Dominique? Why did that work for Shannon Miller? Why was Shannon Miller able to thrive doing shit like that, but it didn't work for Dominique? Because I feel like if Lilia Pakapeva or, some other white bitch would have got up there and did the same routine, she would be the Olympic champion on an even bars right now. Working a badass handstands, horrible ass fucking handstands. Like I said, but my mamas did have that work in a transition, so I understand like that was so original, so I can understand how she ended up on the podium. I don't think she deserved gold. Amy Chow very much cleared bad handstands, but badass landing on her double double, but she did do a double double, so I understand why she made the podium. Yes, B had a lot of errors, but Mamas did a Mo Salto, and she also did a Tatachev, like, and stuck her double layout. I would definitely put that on the podium. So I'm not taking away from what these other gymnasts did as well, but Dominique did a really good routine, and also did not get that same luxury. And I do want to say it's an argument that Dominique hit her foot on the bars, but it's also an argument that Horkina hit her foot on the bars as well, and Horkina still won gold. Obviously, there's really no proof because the bar didn't shake when they both hit it. I think, but like I said, it did kind of like they hit the bar, but it's kind of hard to tell. And like I said, even if Dominique did hit the bar, so did arguably Horkina, and Horkina still won the gold medal. So like I said, don't fuck out my face with them fake ass excuses. And Horky and then Dominique Dawes as well as Simona Amon were very much robbed on floor by fucking Lilia. Like Lilia very much I don't know what it was about Lilia. Like once Lilia came to my hood, like motherfuckers act like this Ukrainian bitch was the best thing since the invention of fucking peanut butter. Like since the best thing since fucking Doritos and fucking Takis. Like bitch, your milkshake don't bring all the boys to the yard, bitch. Like Lilia, she just never did it. Like her music was annoying as fuck. Her landings were awkward as fuck on that damn pop capella. And Mama's was clearing on some of her fooling. I ain't gonna be delusional. I like that little, dance combination she had. Like she's doing all them twirls and shit. But besides that, what else did Mamas have? Like, and like I said, Dominique as well as Simona Amanar had a lot more difficulty than Lilia, in my opinion, when it came to tumbling, and even arguably dance elements as well. So I don't understand why Lilia was getting these ridiculously high ass scores on floor. Like I think that Dominique or Simona Amaral should have won the gold on floor. Like I said, I would take Dominique as the gold for floor. I would not do bars. I'm not sure who, but I wouldn't go that far on bars. It's arguable she could have definitely won, but floor very much so. But I understand why Simona Amaral could have won as well because Simona Amaral had a triple twist. A good triple twist is that. Like Simona Amaral very much walks in my favor. Becky Jade Carey could run. Like we're not gonna give Simona Amaral too much. Like I can call and think of thing. Like Simona Amaral was very much that fucking bitch. So I understand how she could have cleared Dominique. But Lilia, nah, like no bitch, your ass should not have done that. And I feel like it was a robbery for Dominic Mosciano to even be competitive. Like Dominic Mosciano with a full in double pike as your opening tumbling pass. Like, girl, that's not 1992, ho. Like, why the fuck did Mosciano even score why was her scores even close to them? Mama's in this shit with a 2.5, not a 2.5 the front tuck, just a 2.5. Mama's had like no difficulty and was still getting ridiculously high ass scores. Yes, she had a good ass choreography, but the tumbling wasn't tumbling, so she should not have been nowhere near what she was getting. I said what the fuck I said. Another huge robbery, in my opinion, was 97, where I feel like Gina Gojin very much robbed Yuan Yuan. Like, Yuan Yuan Kai very much, Kai fucking cleared, bitch. Like, very much Cobra Kai. Like, very much going the fuck off. Mama's had a connection into a back handspring, two back handsprings into a full twisting layout. Like she went the fuck off. And you mean to tell me that she got beat by Horkina and Gina Gojin, who didn't have a fucking acro series? Like, be so fucking for real right now. Like this Chinese McMahon very much deserved her crown. Like she very much deserved to be on the top of that motherfucking podium. She cleared them hoes. And she very much obviously she had some wobbles, but so did they. Like people want to act like, oh, they have some errors as well. They want to act like gymnasts weren't bobbling all the time and still fucking winning gold. Like Gina Gojin, all you did was rob bitches. And I ain't gonna take away from the fact that your ass could tumble. Like the full in was clearing, the double layout was double layouting. But besides that, like, man, you ain't deserve half the shit your ass fucking won. And this is the perfect example. And I'm glad you sat your ass home. You took your ass back to motherfucking Romania after this and never competed again. Cause it's like Like, bitch, no fucking ma'am, you did not deserve to win this at fucking all. And the greatest robbery, in my opinion, was the 1993 World Championships, where Dominique Dawes got robbed by, Lavinia Milosevic. And like I said, Milosevic did do a good beam routine, but look at the difficulty of her routine versus her, right? Very much a Gutsu Bogi situation, right? But I think very much more so racial oriented. Like, Dominic has talked about, like, as a black woman in gymnastics, especially in the 90s, like, you have a target on your back. Like, you have to work so much harder to get crumbs, right? Like, Dominique, no matter what she did, it was never good enough. And like, if Shannon Miller did that same fucking routine, Shannon Miller was gonna win. And like, a lot of the success that Shannon Miller got came at the expense of Dominique, right? Because, like, they didn't have a problem giving Shannon Miller and Kim Zemesco and these other white women, from America, that trophy. But Dominique was where the line was drawn, right? Like, it doesn't matter how good Dominique did, she never got it. And you kind of saw this in Atlanta, which I talked about earlier. But you mean to tell me that Dominique, like, all her routines throughout the whole Atlanta Olympics, Mama's getting the 985. But when it matters, like when Escort's good enough to win a medal, she doesn't get that with a better routine in event finals. Like, the math don't math. Like, it's like they would never let her get on the top of the podium. And obviously she cost herself a lot of times as well. But still, like, even when she did go out and do her best, she just never got that. And it's so sad to watch. Like, it's really sad to watch because the racism is so fucking blatant. You know what I'm saying? It's like Dominique very much deserved that. She did have some errors on this beam routine. Like, she wasn't perfect. But neither were they. But it was still good enough for them. And that's something that pissed me the fuck off. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning into my greatest robberies, old school edition. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below. Make sure to tune into my live Saturday evening. Okay. Be ready, y'all. I love having all y'all come on. I love all the views and support I get from y'all. But anyway, see you on the next one. Thank y'all for tuning into my old school series. Goodbye, y'all.